What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Code Peterson tutorial. Some more Adobe Illustrated. They just have been adding so many generative AI to this software, and I do have mixed feelings on using it with certain things. But on this one, I wanted to show how we could use the generative pattern fill as a way to add something extra to a design that we created, where we don't feel like it made the entire design for us. Let's go ahead and begin. It is autumn. It's just about autumn. I guess technically it's still summer, but we are like close to where teachers are coming back in the district where I'm a communications specialist for. And it's just this time where you're excited to welcome everybody back. You're excited to welcome back teachers. You're excited to welcome back students. And you might want to make a social media graphic that welcomes people back to school or any other business you'd like to tell people good luck this school year and those kind of things also. So let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to bring my trusty rectangle tool out here. And for this, I don't know, I'll probably end up changing the color of this later. But for right now, I'll go with a pretty dark green. We'll go kind of old school for the for the old chalkboard look, I guess. Then I'm in here. I'm going to use my type tool and I'm going to type something in here. I'm using this cabin sketch type and I found it on Adobe fonts. So it works in here pretty nicely. And I don't know, I'll highlight this and I do need to turn this into just almost not really green like that. But if I go in here, maybe I want it to be almost white, but just kind of a hint of green. If you use just plain white on there, then I think it stands out a little too much. Green doesn't make it so weird looking on there. Yeah, I do that. All right. So then let's just put a generic welcome back to school. All right. And then I might bring these letters a little bit closer together in there, and I'll probably center this also. And then once I do that, I can make it a little bit bigger. That's not too bad. And another tool I like to use sometimes over here in this type tool, there's this one called touch type tool. So I can click a letter here and then I can kind of rotate that letter. I'm not going to do this with all of them. But it just adds a little, those minor imperfections that you kind of like to see. I think that is pretty good. You get the idea. So play around with that part as much as you want on there. Now, we could always put a border around the outside of this. For this, I'm going to use, I'll start off with a white rectangle here. And then after that, I'm going to make another rectangle. And this one's going to be black. You can always go back and change it more later if you need to. But then I will check or select, I should say. I keep saying check. If I select the square in here and then I go up to effect, and then we have distort and transform. And there's our trusty zigzag in here. We'll start off with 10, but I am going to increase the ridges per segment in here. So let's see. See, we'll like 25 looks like. And then if I select smooth, that is not too bad. Not too bad on there at all. It gives us that little border look that you always see with schools. So that, I think that looks pretty good actually. So we have that selected on there. Then I'll click OK. And then with this inner shape selected, I need to go up here to Object and then expand appearance. So that way it gives us kind of the selection around those wavy lines. Then I'm going to select these, my wavy square and my regular square, and I'll go over here to Pathfinder and I'll minus the front. So now I have this area right here. So this is its own kind of shape, if you will, or its own object. And then when I have that selected, I could go over here to Generate Pattern Beta, and I'm going to search for school supplies. All right, and then we can kind of look at these different types that they have. I like this one a little bit more because it's got a little more angles to it and everything's not quite arranged so perfectly. And then I see some blues in here. So then what I might do to change this up just a little bit is go back over to my type tool. And then if I open up my colors and maybe try to maybe go to just a real light blue instead in there, and it kind of ties that in together a little bit. And finally, we can span this out, fit it into the space just a little bit better. And there we have it. So again, just kind of a way where normally you would have kind of your chalk graphic on there and you wouldn't really know what to do for a banner, and you might not have the time to try to come up with an idea for a border for it. But using generative pattern fill is a way to fill in that frame and add just a little bit more character to this look. And then you're ready to have this posted on your webpage or on your newsletter or social media site or whatever. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you taking the time to watch as always, and I sure hope to catch you on another video.